All right, what's up, guys? Evanaldo here. Wanted to give you a pretty big update on Bitcoin, Ethereum. I want to talk about the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones a little bit as well, Bitcoin dominance as well a little bit. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing that like a lot of people, new developments that a lot of people you probably already noticed if you've been using Market Cipher. This is the indicator I use, by the way. It's Market Cipher, and you see the blood diamond right here, and we have a lot of them. So 10 hour as well. I believe the 6 hour confirmed as well. And yeah, 4 hour confirmed while, excuse me, while these EMAs are turning from bright to gray right here, while the money flow is coming out. The only thing that's a little bullish on this time frame, generally more bearish overall. Only thing that would support kind of the more bullish case is these split RSIs kind of coming up right here. You do have a green dot as well, so we'll see what happens with that. I do think you're generally going to be headed downward based on all these blood diamonds, based on these EMAs turning gray. You see, usually it's a good indication. Jump up, jump down. I mean, obviously no strategy is going to work 100% of the time, but it's usually a pretty good, you know what I mean? Like even if it's just like that, you're still coming down to retest the 200 weekly moving average. That's what I think is kind of most likely here. I think the odds are very high of that, unless we get some major curveball. Keep in mind, you know, it's all a game of probability. Nothing's ever going to be 100% in life. But if you look as well at what's happening on the 2-day right here, so we're in kind of this reverse head and shoulders, and we kind of, I guess, yeah, you would say we definitely broke out. You have a technical target up here at around 40K, and it doesn't always hit those technical targets. I'm not the biggest traditional TA guy, but I like to talk about that possibility because, you know, we had a big jump up, and if it's like 2019, that's where you'd end up. The only thing, though, right now, and what we would also want as well, if you're in the bull camp, what we also want as well, I would say, is to retest the 200 weekly and have a fierce jump off of it to show that we are above that point, that we are done with kind of that area. And if you look here, if you look at the bearish diff here, see how these, this is coming up. You have price coming up, and you've probably seen this before if you've seen, you know, some analysis from Market Cipher. Momentum waves coming down, bam, that's a big jump down. Let's see how much that was. And then you have the kind of the same thing here. You have an even bigger one, so it was 19% down. So, you know, it doesn't have to always be the same way. History usually doesn't repeat exactly, but if it's 20% down, that's 22. If you have just a good jump off the 200 weekly moving average at 25.4, I believe, that's not a big jump down, but that's pretty good for a nice swing short entry. And by the way, guys, I do have an exclusive Discord. Link in description below if you're interested through Patreon, if you're interested in some of my trade entries, take profit, stop losses, mainly more swing trades because those have the highest rate of success. But then again, I don't recommend anyone just blindly follow someone's trade entries. Also some exclusive TA in there as well, and a really good community in there, so I think it's a good value. Check it out. Patreon ended that thing where they double charge you on the first of every month, so if you sign up, it's just 30 days, and you could sign up whenever. They came to their senses, thankfully, so that's really good. And also, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, BitGet's doing a really good promo right now. You could win an iPhone 14 Pro, 2 days to go. Doing all this increases your chances. Use my link and then check this out to do it. If you sign up to any of the exchanges down below and deposit at least $100, shoot me a DM on Discord with your UID and I'll give you 1 free month in my exclusive Discord, or tag me in the Discord if you can't DM me. I guess some people had trouble with that. Just tag me and like say what your UID is and, you know, say what exchange you signed up and I'll get you sorted. So yeah. So moving on here, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking, you know, the kind of the drop down from here with the 2-day. Obviously, I think unless we get a major curveball, it's most likely. Now, the curveball that we're talking about would be kind of like here. If this is the curveball, keep in mind though, you still could drop down to the 25 easily and then come back up to 40K. That's the curveball. Look at the money flow there, very similar to 2019. History doesn't repeat exactly. Usually never repeats exactly. It rhymes. So I kind of think one of two, you know, I'm kind of thinking more banks collapse and we go even higher than 40K and do some crazy stuff and, you know, crazy inflation. And I really hope this doesn't happen. That would be ugly. It would be freaking probably $100 for 12 eggs at that point. But, you know, like bad stuff happening, or we, you know, kind of correct down at least 25K or even more here. And kind of the thing too, the bulls wouldn't like this, but, you know, the thing too that could happen is maybe we weren't really supposed to have this jump up. Maybe a lot of this jump up above 25K, above the 200 weekly moving average, let me turn that on, 200 weekly moving average right here was just the bank FUD. Maybe just the banks and then people wanting another asset. Maybe it was that, and then if we lose that 200 weekly moving average, that's going to be bearish. And one, it's really weird to be coming up and down below the 200 as much as we've done kind of in this, I guess almost you could consider it accumulation phase or later stages of the bear market at this point. But if we do go below it again, I would kind of just consider this as some weird thing with the banks that brought us up. And then really we deserve to be below the 200 for a while, more and more in consolidation down at these levels, and potentially follow traditional markets into where could traditional markets bottom out. Oh man, I mean, that could bottom out sometime in late this year to mid 2024, I think. So that's what we have to look at there. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to make lower lows. That doesn't mean we're going to 9K necessarily or anything like that. But keep in mind, guys, there is that possibility there. So just to keep that in mind, we always want to be cautious. I mean, I'm DCAing in every week as long as this kind of 2 weeks stays in the red here based on kind of this strategy here. I'm planning on going until about January, so I kind of have it planned out. I put some in, put one order in here, a nice percentage, been putting in orders over here. I got in at like 20 down here almost before we had the big bounce or whatever, right when we confirmed in the red there. So it's been working pretty well right now. I still think ultimately, I mean, 27K in the next bull run, like even a worst case scenario, even if you only come up to like 40K in the next bull run or something, like that's what the biggest bears are saying. So say they're right, you know, I mean, you're still making a nice buck, you know, it's still a nice percentage, still a nice return ROI. So that's what I would say right there. And then if we look at, you know, we looked at some of these time frames. Your money flow looks like it wants to come kind of deeper here, in my opinion, unless you kind of get the trigger wave to bring us up. But in terms of, you know, now these EMAs are kind of getting close together too. So ultimately, like I said, I think unless we get some major curveball here, we're generally going to be headed down to kind of these pockets. You know, it could be a little choppy here. Maybe that could take a week or two, maybe more. Who knows? You know, Bitcoin's tends to go sideways sometimes. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Let's move on to Ethereum a little bit here. And Ethereum, kind of a lot in the same ballpark. So hitting this area, I mean, I think you're kind of reject from this area most likely. Again, unless we have something major, unexpected happen. Got the blood diamond there, your EMAs on the 5 hour are all completely gray right now. The RSIs are split and curving up, but I think the money flow would kind of overpower this combined with these EMAs. I would trust that more. And you're running into a major fib level right there. That's a big fib level. If you go like zoom out and draw a big fib level, that's a big fib level. So I think that does mean, you know, something pretty significant here. Also, I mean, same thing with Bitcoin, the 2-day, that brought you down about 20% there, I believe. And yeah, I mean, I think this ultimately, if Bitcoin retests kind of the 200 weekly, and Ethereum's bleeding against it, Bitcoin dominance keeps rising. People are talking about an altcoin season. I think it's possible if Bitcoin continues to, you know, 32K, the 30K, or if we break above 30K, I think some of the altcoins can run. But I'm kind of not thinking that'll happen unless we get a major curveball here. You guys are probably getting annoyed with me saying the word curveball too much. Stop saying the word curveball. I don't know why I keep saying curveball. So yeah. And then, I mean, you're coming down, 3-day VWAP coming down, type of thing there. And then, yeah, I mean, you're testing that area, like I mentioned. Let's look at some of the lower time frames. Kind of looking neutral to, I mean, you're about to get a red dot there. 30-minute, that's a bearish div, and that could have, I'm already swing short in ETH. I do have a trade, probably not too late to get into that trade in my Discord, to swing short on ETH. This is coming, crossing from green to red and the bearish div. I mean, you could, I'm probably not going to take it. I'm already in a lot of trades right now. Just, I don't really feel like entering something right now for some reason, but this would probably have a good shot, like probably take the profits. Yeah, I mean, this would be a good risk-reward ratio. Almost hesitant to show this because if it doesn't work, people are like, ah. But yeah, you know. And then money flow generally coming down there. So I think you're generally gonna, you know, kind of come down from that point. It seems most likely. I mean, money flow is starting to come down here too on the 2-day. And then in terms of ETH for, if we look at the weekly too, your RSIs are starting to curve sideways. Ooh, this is interesting. So if it's like this, the way the RSIs are going, it would be indicative that we've already topped out. Keep in mind, this doesn't confirm for 5 days, though. It could change in the 5 days. This could just go straight up, you know, if we do come up higher. But there are signs. There are signs that you may not have this last leg up like you had in 2019 there. I wanted to look at Bitcoin dominance a little bit. It does look a bit overheated on the 6 hour. This would be the case for that altcoin kind of season, but sometimes, you know, I mean, if you just zoom out here, look, we've tested this point so many times. Maybe we're due to keep going. If this does come down substantially, I think altcoins can run for a little bit. I would be cautious with that right now, but pick your poison if you want to have some fun with altcoins. You know, not financial advice. You do you, man. So let's see here. We got the NASDAQ as well. I just wanted to show you this like kind of pattern on the 2-day here. See where I circled? It's like every time you come into the green here, get a red dot, trigger wave or anchor wave, big pullback. Come into the green, red dot, big pullback. Come into the green, red dot, green with money flow, by the way. Red dot, decent pullback. Again, pretty higher in the green. And then you're going to get not, a little subjective, almost like a bearish div here. Bearish div on your 2-day here, which could potentially bring us down a good amount. I mean, if it does something like this, and I mean, it's been different now with Bitcoin outperforming the NASDAQ, S&P 500. Maybe we come back to following traditional markets. No more bank FUD for a bit, no more banks going down for, you know, a couple days here, a couple weeks here or so, maybe longer. You know, you come back down to this area kind of with the NASDAQ. That's what I'm looking at. A lot of layoffs, a lot of the big tech stocks. They had their rallies. It seems like they're starting to come back down. The other thing too for traditional markets, I think I've showed this on the live stream, I think. Look at the blood diamond here in the 16-day. These EMAs are getting really tight. And then I'll show you how I got that trajectory. This is comparative to 2001 here. Blood diamond, EMA is getting tight. Not in the gray just yet, but look at that money flow. This dotted line of market cipher, by the way, guys, this is where money flow is right now. Look at that trajectory. Look at that trajectory for the Dow. And this would bring you out until, I believe it's the same exact thing right there. This would bring you out until June of 2024, which, you know, your slow and gradual decline, your slow bleed, your soft landing so-and-so, it doesn't look like this, it looks like a fall off a cliff, but soft landing so-and-so, that could take time. And I mean, I'm kind of still in the camp. You know, you come into a recession, things get uglier, you know, trigger wave right there. You could, I don't think you're going to go to pandemic lows, but you could go close to 18 lows here. I mean, I think we still, at least for traditional markets, hopefully Bitcoin could break away and do better. But, you know, at least for traditional markets, I think we got a lot more, at least a good more amount of pain ahead. All right, guys, that's all I got right now. Subscribe, leave a like, check out the links down below for the exclusive Discord, for the exchanges. Remember the promo I told you, if you deposit at least $100 in any of the exchanges, I will give you 1 free month in the exclusive Discord, so check all that out. I also have a trading course, really good beginner course, so check that out. Link in the description below. A lot of people have really liked it. There's a discount code down below as well. All right, guys, have a great day. Goodbye.